All right.
Hey, you're on a special episode of The Punchline with Kelly, Havoc, and James Lee here. Today we have Kelly, and we have something special today. We have a special guest today. We have Darnell Boone.
Darnell Boone, who's going to be coming in. He's over disciplining his kids right now. But it'll be interesting today. I'm excited.
We're going to work together and show you some tricks. And if you have any questions, let us know and we'll get to it.
There's Darnell here. Yeah, the big thing's going to be today with me and Darnell is just what, we kind of do the show on a whim and everything like that. So mainly we're going to want the fans to ask questions and ask, relevant questions with boxing and techniques and situations in a fight, and ask Darnell what he would do. I'm going to throw my 2 cents in, but today our guest is Darnell, and most of you guys are going to want to hear from him too, so that's going to be what helps the show get along pretty quick. And we're going to need Justin to stay up on the questions, so that way.
I'll do questions.
Oh, you're going to do them? All right, so that way we know. And Darnell, you bringing the gloves? So I'm not getting punched by your bare hands.
All right.
I already got enough mix on his mug.
Oh, so you got winning too. He knows.
What kind of gloves does Charlie Sheen wear?
What's that?
What kind of gloves does Charlie Sheen wear?
None.
Winning.
Can you set this up for me? I would need you. Question.
Fat, slow, mold. Yeah, so Darnell, when they ask the question, man, like what me and James do, they're gonna ask you. So kind of like the breakdown, we do slow motion, a little speed, no hitting, like tap shoulders, but techniques. Either like we'll see what type of questions they ask.
All right, Kendall Gould, Kendall, right? No. What's up, fellas? That's it so far. All right. So what we were working on last week, right side of the body, using the right hand.
Yeah.
We're working on right hand and a right hand defense. How to defense with right hand. Straight right, and somebody throw it, somebody use defense with straight right. Basic stuff right now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna start off real quick. What I want to say on the camera now, I'm gonna let Darnell show his ways that he defends the right hand, and obviously there's many different ways. Basically, what I like to tell people when they start off with boxing is to do the basic movement. The basic, I don't know if you would agree. Somebody starting off, that's what you do. That's how you learn. You learn the basics, and usually the basic is the safest way too. Once you progress into boxing, then you can start adding little things. You can slip, you can feint and spin out, and do moves off that and counter, which I'm sure Darnell is going to show us now. Probably a couple different ways that you can do it. So you want to show them the basic way of slipping a right hand? Yeah. So if I was throwing, the basic way would be right there. And see how he's coming forward, which is perfect. And he's in position, so that way if he wants to come back with a hook, he's in position. You don't want to go straight sideways. You don't want to go back that way. So that's the basic way. But now there's other things that you could do too. What would you do after you slip or certain ways, or even if it is parrying with the right hand or blocking? What are some of the?
Well, I always check when they shoot that right hand. I always come here, so I can come straight across here, or I catch it here, boom, so I can come back with that hook. It just depends on however I'm feeling at that time, or what I want to do is if I want to set you up with something. So if I want to set you up, boom, I come here. You here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so in other words, what you're saying too, that's another really good point. When boxing is hard when people ask certain questions to give them, but yeah, sometimes it depends the rhythm you're in too. The flow of the fight, the way it's going. Sometimes you could be sitting there boxing and you might just slip it and not even care about countering. Sometimes you might be just seeing everything coming where you can catch and throw.
Right.
Yeah, so. But do you ever do any of the spin outs on it too?
No, not really. I always stay in the pocket. So when they throw here, I always come here. Bing. Or sometimes I come here and come straight across. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's that.
There's the right hand, everybody.
And there's only so many things you can do. I mean, you can obviously too do a half step if he was throwing it. The right hand, I can, or if you throw it at me, I can take a half step back and come over, which is always good. That's why they say sometimes early on, always finish with the jab. Not realistic. That's not going to happen every time somebody throws a right hand, but yeah, those are some good things.
I mean, and that's what taught me to get away from that. They used to hit me with that all the time. You know what I mean? That rock back and hit that straight there, man.
One of the first questions being asked is, how would you combat Kelly's long jab if you two were fighting? If you guys were in a fight or boxing situation and he has that long reach on you, how would you combat that jab?
But when you fighting him,
Yes.
I would catch it here. I would snuff it here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Snuff it here and hit him here. So if I can snuff it here and hit him here, or either come and come straight across. But you gotta keep it here. You know what I'm saying? So here for it.
That way, if I do throw something, you see how you had his chin tucked?
Yeah.
Everything was compact. Even if I was to land something, already he's already taken my power away with that. And then if I do land it, it's not going to be of anything that's going to hurt him. And his chin's not in the air, and he's compact, and he's not going to lose his balance either if I do hit him. So that's important because the chin tucked like he showed you, show him again. That chin down like that, everything compact. Everything, from your knees all the way up. If you're here, you lose a lot of balance. If you're compact, you're here, it's a lot easier.
Darnell, what's your favorite trap punch combo?
I don't know. I don't have them, they just come.
He doesn't have one, they just show up. All right. And so, Kelly, how would you combat fighting the smaller fighter if you were fighting Darnell?
I would sit here, I'll smack the shit out of him. I would honestly, same what he's saying. I would try to keep working that jab. Darnell, no, you guys gotta remember, he's been there, done that. He's seen every style. He's the top, bottom, middle of all fighters. In my head, I'm gonna be trying to think with him too. You know, that's what boxing is. And I'm gonna watch to see if he's timing my jab and line everything. So my big thing would be, I'll do the jab, but I'm going to double it up. Now, he just explained that he's going to try to stop my jab and use my height against me. Well, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to kind of start faking. So I'm going to pop the jab, and then the next time I might shoot from a different angle, double it up, or fake. That would be my main thing is there. And I would keep a lot of weight on my back foot because I would be looking for the overhand right too. And for me, to be in my height, it won't take much for me to get out of the way. So that's why I would kind of cheat that weight on my back. I'd be hurt. Most of the time when I keep that jab up.
Darnell, what kind of things were you doing when you fought Adonis Stevenson that made you so successful?
Well, mainly the thing that made me successful with fighting Adonis Stevenson is that he underestimated me. So it made it kind of easy for him to fight him because he didn't know what I had. He didn't know about me. I didn't know about him. Okay. So, that's definitely made me so successful in that fight.
Okay, well, I got to question you off of that too. Going in, everybody knew Adonis Stevenson like how Black Rock Miranda. So everybody he was notorious for his firearm. Was there anything that did you take that into consideration going into the fight?
I've been remember guys like you going up into there and other guys that was punchers, but so the power didn't really mean too much to me.
Yeah. So you didn't do any other little tricks to try to neglect his power?
No. He actually knocked me down the first round. You know what I mean? So, my homeboy played the mind trick on me and told me it never happened. And I just went back out there. When I went back out there, boom.
In a fucked up way, sometimes you gotta get dropped, though. And once you get dropped, you can take punches the rest of the fight.
Right. Stop bringing that bell. Yeah. Hey, Darnell, how do you set up your vaunted right hand? Walter wants to know. Walter Tyler wants to know.
Off the double jab. You can't shoot it just off of one jab. You gotta double the jab here and here. So you come here, boom, boom, and it's not a wide open and right. It's a circle motion here, so they don't see it. You know what I mean? So you go bing, boom, here.
And you notice everything on that. It's not a street fight punch either. You notice everything that he had was still compact, as if he was throwing a straight right hand. He still had the torque behind it to hit, and he was on balance. Show one more time on that. So even if I try to do something in the process of that, I'm not going to get him off guard. He's not going to be caught off guard. Even if he misses, he's still in position. How's that? Hey, Justin, can you hear us pretty good?
That's okay. Can Darnell demonstrate how he slept Stevenson?
Same combo. Yep, here. thing, but I shifted to this side because it's softball. Okay. So I went here and threw it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it landed smack on the jaw.
Yeah, these fans have a lot of questions for you. So, they're all saying hello to you from England. They're talking to you from England. Chris Otto, they want to say good evening and happy to see you.
Tell Chris to go to school, so if you don't want to say hi to me.
Chris, Kelly said go screw yourself. You want to say hi to you? Your mom. And how did you cut the ring off? What do you do when you cut the ring off? On a faster guy.
Well, I'm a mover, so when I cut the ring off, I just move. So I'm always on balance. You know what I'm saying? When I'm moving, I cut the ring off.
To me, Kelly,
that's a good question too. I want to ask you. So in other words, do you use the X too? You know when they say like use the X and cut the ring off, you moving the X?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. Well, you like when you move that, you beat them to it. Like if you're moving that, you go in an angle instead of following like that way.
Yeah,
you go
I
boom.
just cut the angle. Like I use my lateral movement to cut the angle.
Okay.
like Robert Garcia says, be where he's going to be, not where he's at.
Right.
So be there before he's there.
Exactly. So when I see him about to move, I already stepped to that side.
Gotcha.
Like in football, if you're pursuing the running back, you're not running with them. You're cutting the angle. Yeah.
Right.
So even if he stops, you're still running into him.
Yeah, you're cutting that angle on that half mark. Any other questions, guys? There's a lot of questions coming, but so being a mover, do you rely on your jab mostly?
Yeah, to stop a mover from moving around all over the place, keep stabbing him to the stomach. Okay. Because no matter what happens, if you get hit, you miss a shot or whatever, the legs is the first to go. So to keep stabbing him here, it'll start taking the air out of the tires.
And I think James was asking you if you're moving, right? If he was moving, do you use that jab a lot? What do you do when you're on the move?
If I'm moving, I jab a whole lot. So if I'm here, I'm moving.
All right, Kelly, how are you?
And is that to keep them thinking too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you're fighting a mover like that, what are you doing, Kelly?
Personally, I'm going to try to cut the ring off. Like we were saying earlier, I'm going to move. If he's moving that way, I'm over this way. I'm taking a step with him. If he goes that way, I'm stuck. My foot, you see, like Robert said, I'm taking that step here, and I'm just going here. So that way, I'm coming this way. If he goes that way, I'm just taking his front foot, and I'm moving it that way a little bit, where I'm still in position to fire.
Benny Ace from Chicago wants to know, I've seen him use that jab to the body and follow it with the overhand right. What's the most important thing to do when executing it?
You gotta just stay at the range.
Stay at your range.
Yeah, you can't lunge, you can't lean.
So,
you gotta be right here on your feet.
I know a lot of fighters, they range with their punches, but a lot of fighters use their feet to range. Like Roy Jones uses feet, Andre Ward uses feet to range. Yeah. Do you do that as well?
No.
You don't use your feet to range?
I already know where I'm gonna be at or where I'm gonna punch from to land my shot.
You just have that sweet spot. You know where you're gonna be all the time.
And when I get to that sweet spot, I know when I let it go, if it's gonna be it.
Kelly, do you have that range? Do you range with your feet or your hands?
Well, it all depends on the situation. If I have to use my feet, obviously you're going to. That's a hard question to answer because
you're not ranging right now.
It's the whole situation, yeah. But going back to that overhand right that you throw with the jab to the body, is that something you kind of set up over a couple of periods, over a little period of time too?
I let it go like a round or two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before I even let the first one go.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first one to be it all. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, the first one to be it. But sometimes I even just throw it just to see where it's gonna land at. And see where I gotta inch it to or take it away. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like when you got a scope and you hunting. You know what I mean?
I have nothing to do with scopes or anything like that. So.
Yeah, but you gotta line your sights up.
Yeah, exactly.
Damon Martinez from upstate New York, our assistant producer, wants to know, how do you deal with southpaws? You personally?
Well, me personally, I always have problems with them, so I just bully them and make them bag up.
Show them how you do it.
Up.
These guys are all boxing, like.
Yeah, we'll show them. I'll get the southpaw.
Yeah, so if you're in the southpaw, I just got room to stay here. Keep them bagging up. Because the southpaw can't really fight backwards. You got to be coming straight forward or being able to move around in a circle so you can get doing this thing.
Very true. So and another one, let me tap on that too, though, for him. Another thing with that, Damon, too, that could help. And Darnell's right. If you keep him going back, another thing, but even if you don't keep them going back, don't back up against the southpaw because that's every bit as bad. So what I would like to do too, the southpaw, they have a bad habit of moving towards, it's their natural way of going. They like to move this way a little bit to keep that pivot and that back foot planted to fire that left. I use my right hand as my jab. You know, like you can throw it hard, and the great thing about that, I can throw it hard and shoot it, or I can just keep it out there and start touching them to fire the hook, and that's the big thing. A jab on a southpaw sometimes is really for naught. You know, it's a moot point.
Just a move.
Yeah, and once in a while you can throw it to mix things up, but that right hand, where he's lined up, is right for my right hand. So lead right hand, being careful with it and use it the right way, it is very effective against southpaw.
What problems do southpaws cause you, Darnell?
It's just always been awkward for me. From the beginning of my career, I never really knew how to fight.
A lot of people don't. I mean, it's either you can or you can't. But I got a question. Based on that, on Lomachenko, Rigondeaux, they're both southpaws. What's going to be the key to that fight for victory for either one of them?
Whoever get out first and make the first one respect the other one.
And who do you have?
None of them this time. That's going to be a good fight.
What about you, Kelly?
I again go back on that. It sounds like a fucking broken record.
I know, but
they're both the most talented fighters that we've seen. I mean, even more than natural talent-wise, athletic, than any fighter I think I've seen. Okay, both of them.
4 Olympic gold medals between them.
Yeah, and just watch what they do. I mean, my God, I'm talking about the greats like Mayweather, Leonard, but what these guys do is just a totally different, thing. But Lomachenko puts a little more pressure, and he's a bigger guy. Rigondeaux, I think he moves a little too much around. And I think the only thing that's going to make a difference in that fight is the aggressiveness of Lomachenko.
Do you think the size is going to make a difference?
Well, that's the reason why. His size, and he's going to be the one who's trying to force more punches, force the issue. And I think in some close rounds, that's going to win him the round to win the fight.
Yeah.
So.
Darnell, what's your counter move if the overhand right doesn't land? Is your overhand right? What do you do?
I got a great left hook.
How do you set that up?
So if I come here, if I throw it and don't know, I will step, boom, here.
As I was saying before, he's in position. So like that's when he throws it overhand right, he's just not throwing it.
No.
Okay, he throws that, his chin's here, he's coming, and he's just like, it's almost as if he's throwing it right, but he's coming this way.
Well, his body's straightened out, already twisted for left hook
exactly.
right away.
So now he's still in a good spot because that guy may take that step back and think he's done, and then he comes back in, and Darnell's coming with it.
So if I come here, boom,
yeah. And then
I can take that extra step and still get there.
Yeah.
Plus I got long arms for my weight class and my height.
Yeah, what are you, 73?
Yeah.
What is Darnell's favorite punch in the pocket? Do you like fighting in the pocket?
Yeah, I fight in the pocket. Actually, I got a combo, favorite combo that I throw in the pocket, and it's a headshot to the body. You know what I mean? And it works all the time. Sometimes I'll touch it here, the head's gonna come up here and drop it back down. So we come here, touch them, pop, we come right back down to it.
All right.
Because everybody normally go here, here and here.
Yeah.
I take it here and come up under. Yeah.
And that's my favorite combo when somebody's on the ropes.
Right.
Because on the ropes, everybody expects like this right here, and then up top, and you tap that top, and they're not paying attention. They don't even have to raise their elbows. They think that you're going there again, or coming with a right. You tap that body, makes them shit themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
We should try that on Justin later.
He's sick. Damon wants to know, what did Kelly do during sparring that Darnell hated and had to adjust to?
That right hand, man. That right hand was vicious, man. And I was just learning too coming up, so I learned a lot of times to get out of the way from stuff from him. You know what I mean? Because you figure I learned everything that I did coming up through him, because I was sparring with him a lot.
You came up the hard way. You didn't come up like a lot of fighters.
Listen, I gotta tell you guys a funny story. Darnell asked for that though too. Darnell's first time ever coming into the gym, I was already a seasoned pro. I was like, I think 2 years or even a real good amateur.
No, you was already 22-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Knockout.
Yeah.
About to fight for your first world J.
Yep. And he comes in the gym. Now, mind you, in Youngstown, he was notorious on the street for knocking people out. So up here, man, he was, he's a badass. He came in that gym, man, and of all the people in there working out, I was skinny as shit, man. I'm there, and he goes, I want that dude. He picked me. The first day he walked in, he didn't even have hand wraps on. And Jack, who usually never did that, let him go. And then a lot of people didn't think he would come back because a lot of people don't. This dude was at the gym the next day, and he was there every day after that. Every day. And picked up and picked up and picked up and just kept going. And
I heard he hurt you before sparring.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Body shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Body shot. Maybe, yeah. Not head. I have a hard head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but body hit me with a body shot.
Chris from England said, when you throw that overhand right and miss, do you ever end up stepping into southpaw stance with the left hook?
Yeah, well, I can fight southpaw too, so
Okay.
you know what I mean, so it kind of falls right into my hands. So even if I miss it, I can still come back.
Oh yeah, that's speaking of that. That you would. What fight was that you fought with me? Southpaw.
Martinez.
Yeah.
Yep.
James Jenkins wants to know, thanks, let Darnell thanks for everything, and let him know thanks for can we spar.
Oh, no doubt, bro.
We get that every week from the spar. So what do you think? What would you do if you're fighting Kovalev again? How would you beat him? I mean, other than we saw how Andre Ward do it, would you do it the same way?
Well, actually, I beat him the first time.
Yeah.
He gave it to him on a split decision. I fought him the same way Ward did him the second time.
And his body is that way.
But I actually dropped him 3 times. Could have been 4 times. You know, they don't speak of it though. But
No.
yeah.
Of course not.
Or no, they're not gonna. How did you have an amateur career?
Yeah, I had 10 amateur fights.
Did you?
Yeah.
Then somebody wanted to turn him pro real quick.
Hey, Alicia's watching.
Huh?
Alicia's watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's watching. Say hi.
That's Daymart's girl.
That's everybody's girl. Don't lie.
I need help.
It's all of our girl. All right, Kelly. Question for you. When you have a shorter opponent like Darnell, and he's pushing you on the inside, what are you doing? How are you fighting?
Well, you know, that's a hell of a question because sometimes that is going to happen, and sometimes you'll get guys that just come and they want to attack the body too, and they don't care at what cost. So the only thing that you can really do in that situation, if you run and you're tall like that, they're going to get in there, and then you're just going to get tired from doing that. So my best thing will always do is, like I said, to stay compact. Okay, I'm going to have to fight on the inside. It's inevitable. So if he's coming in, I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to try to keep everything on him as good as I can. I am going to do a lot of with the chin tucked. I'm going to try to push him off with the elbow and fire an uppercut or a right hand. Here and there, little steps. Because when you start trying to push, you get arm wear. You know, when you're trying to push somebody and you're on the inside, you get tired. Your legs get tired. So I'm going to just kind of let him do the work, and I'm going to let him push me, and I'm going to take little steps. You got to remember, he starts getting too physical on the inside, the referee is going to come in a lot and separate. All right.
So do you want Darnell? Do you want to stay out of the corner with a guy like Darnell?
Do I want to stay out of the corner?
Do you want to stay out of the corner with a guy like Darnell?
I want to stay out of the corner pretty much with anybody. Hell yeah, if you want to. You know, a corner and ropes ain't nowhere for anybody to be. It's not. I'm talking though. I've been talking.
Talk to the people.
I'm talking. Okay. Well, he's got the questions right. I'm sorry, fellas, people, ladies. He's got the phone. Yeah, but I don't want. So yeah, you never want to be in a corner. That's not the place to be. You don't really. Canelo lost the fight with Triple G by staying on the ropes. You know, and Triple G controlled the fight that way.
I can see you getting a lot more leverage on the left hook when you went southpaw. Just for that one shot from the straight right. They're saying that they saw that. Amy and Debbie are watching. What's the worst robbery you ever had, Darnell?
All of them.
All of them. all females in her office are watching Technique Tuesday. Any upcoming fights for you?
Yeah, I'm supposed to fight December. I'm getting the time and stuff today.
Where are you fighting at?
Minnesota.
All right, guys. Now listen up. If you want to sponsor Darnell, get with the punchline. If you want to sponsor him for this upcoming fight, get with the punchline, and we'll hook you guys up.
That's for sure.
It said Scotty Weaver, he's a professional MMA fighter, he's a really good fighter. from Ohio. He said, if you're an accomplished professional boxer and there's an amateur MMA fighter who thinks he's a badass, how hard is it not to beat someone who's respected his ass asking for a friend? Oh, you know what he's asking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I always say just put him in there and just put it on him good enough so he understands where.
Kelly got disrespected by an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You just gotta put him in there, man, and do your thing. Man.
Well, that's eventually going to happen. That's eventually. But
Thanks, Scotty, for the question.
yeah, no, you're right about that too. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you put him in there. I tell you what, I'll give him respect for his sport.
Yeah. For his mouth and not wanting to try to impress himself instead of an ugly ass bitch. he was
More
with.
eat milkshakes for 2 weeks.
Right.
He was just trying to impress himself with that ugly ass bitch he was with. Flat ass.
You know what? I don't want to harp on that too much though, because word is that he was that's just kind of the way he is, and he was a big fan.
Well, he needs to fix it.
I know. So you gotta tell him.
Hey, if I'm a fan of Darnell and I say, hey, he says, all right, I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but I would feel bad though if
But if
like
I'm
he
like-
truly is a big fan.
Well,
That's
look,
just the way he is.
I know, but if I'm a fan of yours, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, fuck you, man, but I'm a fan. You're not. I'm not a fan.
I know, but everybody's different. It's his personality, maybe.
Then he's a dick.
James is an asshole out of the show, just to let everybody know.
I am.
He's the one that starts fights, and you know.
I can believe it.
Yeah,
I can
right?
believe it.
What is the first thing you look for, Darnell, when the bell rings? What are you looking at?
Well, let's play that one out. If we're in the corners and they ring the bell,
Ding.
ding.
Yeah, right here to the chest.
Oh, so you don't touch gloves?
Nope.
I told you about that jab in the chest. He blew me off. I hit that one right in the heart from the
Right
very
in the chest.
beginning.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Who? What?
You.
What?
Remember I said I like going for the heart in the very beginning? Right in the chest.
You can. I'm just saying. I most everybody I fought, we touch gloves.
And even if we touch gloves, I get my first shot out.
That's an old school
Yeah.
from the 1930s.
I touch him. Get up 1 point.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay, no, definitely, yeah. With my fights, I always like to be the first one to fire a punch. I mean, then again, too, sometimes you get a guy who beats you to the punch, like a true statement. Like I'm coming out, not being, as serious. Like we touch gloves, and I kind of get here, and I'm getting ready to fire a jab, and he already fires one. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But I usually touch gloves, but I like to be the first one
What
to
was
let
that
them
fight we were
feel.
watching? They kept punching each other in the face after the bell.
Oh yeah.
Like they were like friends, or acting like they were hitting each other hard, like after the
Yeah,
bell.
what they were doing was they were going to touch gloves after the bell, and one would be walking though, not expecting it, and just the force of him walking into it and he'd be putting his head back. I was like, these motherfuckers are gonna get cut just going back to the corner.
Matt Tyson wants a shout out. He's saying hello. What's up, champs? To both of you.
What's going on, bro?
And Julius Henderson wants to know, who do you guys favor in the Triple G Canelo rematch?
I think Triple G gonna stop him this time. Make it official. Me being in there 3 camps with him, actually seeing what he do in camp.
Yeah.
It was like he just wanted to beat him up. It was like he didn't really want to just hurt him. He was just beating him up the whole
Here's one
fight.
of the questions. Is his power what they really say it is?
Yeah. And more.
I know it. I've seen it, but that's not
And more. Yeah.
I've seen him break
Dude's
a.
super strong.
I saw him break a winning mask. You know the full face guard. I saw him break.
Oh, shot like that.
What?
Fuck him.
If someone being respectful, if they're getting a slap, yeah, they're getting a slap. They're being disrespectful.
Going back to that, yeah, with the Triple G Canelo fight too. I'm still kind of stuck on it because I think, honestly, in my opinion, Canelo would have done a couple things different that fight. That could have been, it could have been an easy fight for Canelo. I mean, I gave Canelo the first 3 rounds, and I gave Triple G every round after that. He stays off the rope. It's a whole different ball game. But now going back on again too, though, for the second part of it, like you're saying, Triple G is strong. If Triple G realizes in his head or goes into the fight with a different game plan, what he has to do, he could actually make that an easy fight. Because he is that strong. And Canelo is still a junior middleweight.
And what they don't understand is that Triple G got decent hand speed. So even though he looks slow from us watching it from the TV, being in front of that jab, is like laser sharp.
Why has he been fighting so tight in the past 3 fights, like with Danny Jacobs?
That was
Triple G
another
was
thing.
fighting tight, but that's not who he is.
I've been wondering that myself.
What do you do when you work with him that makes you so successful?
I just move.
You just move.
Yeah.
Have you heard him? Have you heard him sparring?
No, I never really just actually practicing with one except for just like one time. You know what I mean?
But when I see Triple G, he's always looks kind of protected. They don't let it get too deep.
He got a great defense, man. I don't know why he don't do it in the fights. And I be telling people this stuff all the time. Like the way he fight in camp, it's like not even the tip of the iceberg of what he's doing in the fights.
Well, there's the fighters. They're good when the gym. When the lights come on, they're different. And then there's other fighters that are great in the gym, and the lights come on, they don't perform.
Just watching the last couple of fights.
Remember guys like Rashi
with him. I was wondering if it's like something with his strength and conditioning coach, maybe. I mean, he looks muscle weary, after a couple rounds. And you go back to the Kell Brook fight. After the third round, he kept doing this, and everything was stiff, tight. Danny Jacobs, it was like that. He real muscle weary. It looked like. I don't know. Maybe you're overdoing it. Something in the strength training. If it's the weights.
What is your signature move from the outside? What do you do from the outside? Your favorite move?
Jab. I jab a lot from the outside.
Have you ever been weight drained before?
Yeah. When I fought Arif Magomedov, I was weight drained.
What weight will you be fighting at coming up?
Probably 75 and then down to 68.
What do you walk around at, your weight?
I walk around, depending on what's going on. If I know I got fights and stuff coming up, I'll walk around 5, 6 away from my actual weight.
And when you know you got nothing going on, just family time?
I'll blow up.
Yeah.
Fernando Paramo says, great to see you, Lorene Kelly. Jeff Thomas wants to know the most elusive fighter you've ever been in the ring with.
It's still Anthony Thompson to this day.
And who?
Oh shit, Anthony Thompson, yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I never sparred or fought him, but he was Cameron Duncan's guy.
Yeah.
And Cameron Duncan managed him, and I was early in the career. Yeah, Thompson, he was slick. Good amateur.
What about you, the most elusive guy?
I'll probably have to go ahead and say Martinez.
Martinez?
Yeah.
What about
because you work on it, and like I said, I go back on it. Middle rounds, I had him. I came down. I got his game plan down packed, and that's when I was dominating those middle rounds. No, but by far, yeah. I mean, he the first couple rounds, even it was hard.
What about as an amateur? Who was your most elusive guy? James Webb?
James Webb just threw
Lots of punches. Tony Hanshaw?
No. I would have to probably go ahead and say Taylor. And there was a lot of guys, but Taylor was a slick amateur fighter.
Yeah. What about you as an amateur? Who's your slickest guy?
Cisco.
Who?
They called him Cisco.
Okay.
I forgot what his real name is, but he had red hair, man. He was from Akron.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh shit! Wait a minute, man. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about it. Tiger Allen.
Tiger and his brother Rock?
Yeah, I didn't fight Rock though. His cousin Sharp, Michael Dargan.
Yeah.
I fought him twice. I lost and I beat him to win the national PAL championship. And you had a kid Anthony Little that came out. Juan McPherson's brother out of Cleveland, Razor. Yeah, shit, that goes on and on.
Now the most sharpest, the most technical amateur I fought was Kenny Porter. Kenny Porter, yeah. He was the sharpest, man.
Yeah, that was Sean's brother.
Yeah. He was alright.
What does Triple G do so well that he doesn't get credit for?
Everything. We do everything right.
And that's what I said before. And on our previous shows, before the Canelo fight and before the Jacobs fight, I said, as far as technically skilled and by the books, you don't make many mistakes, Triple G. But just, his last couple fights, he just had a hard time executing. I'm sorry, I mean, they were two controversial fights, and they could have gone either way.
They said, Julia said, I think Triple G has been overtraining. Personally, I don't know about that. Triple G, Abel Sanchez knows what he's doing. He's normally not going to guy overtrain.
Yeah, but it's not really Abel Sanchez. I was telling you, I mean, that's what I thought too. Like I said, it looked like the strength and conditioning coach, whoever that is. Because sometimes, like Robert Garcia, when we're out at the boxing gym, you don't know what we're doing. That's all on Cecilio and everybody else.
True. Damon wants to know, can Darnell show punches and moves he came up with, his own personal tricks, and does he have names for them?
I don't got no names for them, but I got a few that I came up with my own. Like even like if I'm here, I hit you with a jab here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Boom, and I come across with it like that, or I knock that up, make it come up like this way, and I hit you with that right hand to the body.
How do you set that up?
Right hand side?
I just hit it here.
Okay.
I make it hit like the middle of the glove right here.
Alright.
So it kind of like catch the glove. Like make it go up. So I go boom, I can hit you here.
Gotcha.
And sometimes you don't want to be expecting that either.
That's a good
Pretty
move.
good move, yeah. It's too late for me to steal it.
Sergio was great. How was it fighting Laura? I could never find the tape of that fight. It's frustrating.
It's actually on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, Sal.
On YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Darnell Boone versus Emerson Laura.
How was it?
It was all right, man. But they got me with the cool up, warm down, all that in the back. So by the time I even got like real loose, it was already like the 5th round.
Yeah, what was the swing belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I hate when your hands you have the gloves on too long and your hands get all numb and you can't feel them.
They want to know from both of you, Jeff Thomas, who's the best at 175 now that Ward's gone?
Me.
Darnell?
I'm gonna say my homie Darnell. You know what?
He's still green, man.
What is he, 13-0?
Yeah, he's still green. Even I watched him fight Chilemba.
Yeah.
And since then, you know what I'm saying?
Chilemba has a lot of experience, a lot of years.
He fight the same way. Every fight.
What other camps have you done, Darnell, where you learned a lot?
Every camp. I try to take something that each guy's doing and try to implement something from their game to mine.
You know, I've told people before, a good boxer can make a good living as a sparring partner.
Oh hell yeah.
And that's how most of them feed their income when they're not fighting, is keep.
Yeah, but the best camp that I went where I learned a lot, like was when I went with Danny Green.
Danny Green?
Yeah, Australian cruiserweight champ.
Yeah, they take good care of you?
Oh yeah, man, treated me great over there, man.
You know, in a question like that, that's I got a big one with sparring. When they have you go spar in these big camps, okay, for like title fights, whatnot. Can you talk to the promoter? I mean, since you're going in as helping out the fighter, okay. Can you ask them, hey, can you schedule me a fight like sometime right after, or see if they get you one?
Most times they'll help me. I always just go get my check and go home. You know what I'm saying? I don't really even care about.
I was saying, because I mean, what a hell of a way to go into a fight too, though. I mean, for most of your career, they put you in 2 weeks' notice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like when I went to camp with Triple G, I guess when they find out I'm up there, I won't fight for some months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I come down, I'm like in shape. Everything, I'm like ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm at weight, ready to go. And I won't get a fight for like 6-8 months.
In 2000, 2001, I was in camp with Paul Spadafora. I remember that. That was a hard-earned check.
Yeah, you missed Paul. He used to come to the gym too, but that was like probably about 5 years before you came in.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
I met him one time. He came to spar Kenny Williams.
Yeah, okay.
That was a hard-earned check right there. If you got paid.
Yeah.
A lot of extracurricular stuff going on.
He actually been a real cool dude.
Oh, yeah.
He chime in on some of the posts that I be on sometimes. He actually one of my favorites.
He's starting to coach now, right? He's starting to train somebody.
Who's that?
Oh, he just got a fighter.
I thought he
He's out.
Oh yeah?
He got a fighter. He's talking about that. Who? Both. A question for both of you. Chris asked, who is the fighter you faced that surprised you most in the ring?
Kelly.
Kelly. What about you, Kelly?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I didn't even have that many amateurs. Everything was quick for me though. I would probably have to go ahead and say James Webb, to be honest with you, as far as amateur.
Yeah, that was our team captain in the Army.
Yeah, 'cause I looked at James Webb like everybody else looked at me. You know what I mean? I had him in the first round. You got to remember, that was my first open tournament. I fought him in the National Golden Gloves, and I seen him. He was taller than me, and white kid. And after this motherfucking bell rang, and this guy came out like zink, 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 zink. But there was like 90 of them, and like 30 seconds. And he didn't stop punching. You know, if he get tired. Pro, I would honestly have to go ahead and say, fight-wise, you go back to Zuniga or Zartucci. Yeah.
Yeah, see, like with me, you figure all my time the fighting was with him.
Exactly.
So he got me ready for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they weren't doing the stuff that he was doing to me. So I was already.
Yeah, not saying this because Darnell's here or kissing butt. But the reason why I started working with Darnell, this is honest God truth. The reason why I started working with Darnell so much was because he progressed that quick. You know, I'm not saying this by no means. I mean, like a couple months go by and he was progressing. He could hit. You know, he hit hard as hell. And of course, Jack, you know, said, you know what, that's going to be your sport. What's the better sparring partner in house that you had in house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see where he's at now, who he's working with.
True.
So that was one of the things. Yeah, definitely. Now you won't see too many people come in, and when I'm already pro, and that quick in 2 years be a main sparring partner while I'm in contention.
True.
You know what I mean?
What would both of you do different if you could go back in time in your career? That's a question for both of you. It's from Benny H.
I personally, you know, the 2 fights that I lost, I would redo those. Not the fights, the situations that were involved. I think the Martinez, I would have definitely just took the pound, you know, came in a pound heavy and took the fine. They could have stripped me on my belts. It was my last fight at middleweight anyways. That would have made a world of difference in that fight. So take the belts, you know, no matter what. The fine, I'll pay it. I'm going up after. And then the Hopkins, I would postpone that, see if we could postpone it a month.
Is it healthy?
But the only problem that came in, you know, by the time we really started noticing for that fight, you know, sparring only 3 times, everything else, and then we didn't know we were going to get sick when I got to Atlantic City. The only thing with that would be the fans already have bought tickets. You know how big of a headache that would have been if you postponed that.
Oh, and as passionate as fans are, they would threaten to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Or especially coming off the Paul Williams fight, falling through twice.
Yeah.
Now that's another thing too. You got to remember that was the reason why I took the Hopkins fight 2 weight classes above middleweight was because the Paul Williams fight fell out and there was nobody else for me to fight. And you know, if I would have pulled out of that fight, boy, man, I should have just retired. That would have been horrible.
How about you? What would you do different?
Me, I'd have took more time to train and get ready for my fight. I mean, I was still green for a long time. You know what I mean? Because you figure the guys that I was fighting, even though they wasn't even really like that far up in their careers, but they were seasoned amateurs. So they already knew what they was doing and getting in there with me. So I just took more time to get ready.
Do you like, Darnell, do you like fighting tall fighters or short fighters?
I just like fighting.
He just likes to fight.
What day in
Storm in there.
I just want to fight.
If there's a paycheck, you fight.
Yeah, let's get it.
How was fighting Kovalev the first time?
I manhandled him the first time, knocking him all over the place, man. I'm talking about, he looked like he shouldn't even been in there with me.
I agree.
Was he big the night of the fight when you fought him, or
The second time he was super big.
Yeah.
The first time he was like, he wasn't as big, you know what I'm saying? He was punching hard, but
Yeah, 'cause I heard.
second time, sheesh.
That's why I was asking, because I heard sometimes what he goes into camp at. You know, he goes in like
228, 230.
228.
Yeah, well, he was small. He was about big like you at 160, but he was at 175. But he weighed in at 172, and I was like 171 or 74 or something like that.
That secret Russian juice.
Yeah. He was at 74. I was at 71.
That secret Russian juice where they lose weight after weighing.
And then the second time, we weighed in the same amount as the first fight, but he was way stronger, man. I told Jack in the corner, like, man, he got to be on something.
That's like a secret
All
Russian
right,
juice.
technically Tuesday. We're coming to so there probably ain't gonna be any more showing of punches. I think right now it's all questions.
They got a lot of questions for you guys.
Hey, you know what? While we got him here, let's do that. We'll like get you in studio too.
No doubt.
All right.
What do you guys think of John David Jackson comments recently about Kovalev?
Well, he knows. You know what I mean? He been dealing with him for this long. he hasn't been with him since. Like I fought him the second time, so he'll know.
The thing with my take on the whole John David Jackson Kovalev situation was he's your trainer and you're a fighter. Either one of you should go out of pocket and talk bad about each other or run to another camp. You know, that just, no matter the situation. I mean, that just is messed up. I mean, John David Jackson in the middle of camp wanted to go to Ward or telling him about his drinking problem and everything else. So I'd be pissed. What do you think about that?
That's foul. That's foul.
We're talking about John David Jackson and Kovalev, and it was both sides. It wasn't one at fault. Kovalev and John David Jackson situation. Running out of camp, going to Ward's camp, talking about the drinking problem and all these other little things they have trouble with.
I want to say it was unprofessional. It is, you know, they both made each other money. Well, Kovalev made him a lot of money. Jackson makes good money, but you know, obviously with other fighters, don't get me wrong, but that's just, you know, when somebody comes to you and you train them, it's kind of, you know, that's like they're coming to you for that reason, and you kind of, it's a little pact that you make. You just don't do that. It's really unprofessional. Now, granted, if Jackson was training somebody that was fighting Kovalev after Kovalev left, of course in camp I would be telling him everything that, you know, hey, Kovalev might be soft here, Kovalev might not be that good here. So yeah, that's different though, because you're with that person. But yeah, it's unprofessional when shit like that happens.
Have you guys worked with other young fighters in the Youngstown area?
Well, I worked with a lot of them. Every time I came back from town, you know what I'm saying, I always went to either Jack Gym or Downtown Gym, and I worked with the younger guy.
You're doing that now, as a matter of fact. Downtown, yeah, he's downtown gym right now in Youngstown, working with the young talent that's coming up. As far as me, I come here a little bit and work with people. I'm really, you know, in the process. I was telling Darnell to eventually open up my own gym, and it's going to be probably pretty soon. But that's the game plan right now. But you know, boxing is the life.
Jeanette said, "So awesome, very well said, Kelly. Mad respect." Dave wants to know, how does Darnell get out of boxing pinned in the corner? How do you get out of being pinned in the corner? Kelly liked to pin guys in the corner. And how did Darnell defend that?
Well, I always spin out. So if you have me in the corner, I always either feint and spin out.
Yeah. Or you fight, you know, obviously the grabbing. Try to grab. It's, you know, again, that goes either way. It's dangerous trying to reach for somebody when you're in the corner. That's why I say, first of all, it's just bad to be in the corner, but it's going to happen, you know, at some point. But yeah, you can grab her, like he said, the spin out is very important. You know, stay compact, keep your hands up, and try to find that right moment, maybe when you know you can spin out without getting caught. But even so, most of the time you're playing an orthodox fighter. So if I'm in the corner and I want to spin out, I can sit there and do this, and I'm moving in. So even if he throws that hook, if I'm in a corner, he throws that hook. I'm kind of taking it away though now. You know, he's not getting that leverage. He's not catching me on the end of it. You know, he's here. He's just getting into it, and I'm moving it back. So, you know, but either or, you want to kind of do that at the right time. As soon as he gets done throwing a punch, you know, and you got that split second before he fires another one to get out. Or mainly do it after he throws a left-hand punch, because chances are he ain't going to fire another one, and you can move away, spin out, and get away from the right.
There's a question here. How often do you guys get sick? Seems hard to get through camp unscathed. In camp, do you guys get sick a lot in camp? No?
I rarely get sick.
I did one time.
Do you guys have any stories about Rafael Garcia that just passed away? Mayweather's cut, man. Rafael died today.
I did not know that.
He did work with a lot of guys with Floyd. I mean,
Rafael did a lot of mine early on. Early in my career. He did like 3 or 4 of my fights, and he's a great guy. I worked with him a lot at Top Ranks Gym in Vegas, and that's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he passed today.
Rest in peace.
Who was the best cut man you ever worked with?
Obviously, I got to say 2 people, and I can't say which one is better, but I would have to say Miguel Diaz. Obviously, the experience, the people we work with, and Rudy Hernandez. I mean, my God, Rudy, what Rudy does.
Rudy's amazing.
Yeah.
How about you, Darnell? Best cut man you ever worked
Best
with?
cut man I had in the corner. I'd say John, man. John out of Florida.
John?
He worked one of my corners in Florida.
Okay.
When I fought James Johnson.
Yeah. What fighters inspired you guys growing up to start boxing?
With me, none.
None?
No.
You weren't boxing?
You came straight in and became a boxer.
What?
You came straight in and became a boxer.
You like fucking?
Yeah,
I'm gonna come off the streets.
Yeah, you know, in the same.
That's almost scary. He came in like Darth Vader.
You know, the same for me, kind of in a way.
You know, most of us watched the fight. We came to the gym, right?
When I first started going to the gym, that's what I'm saying. But I never had a hero. I never like a role model or somebody I wanted to be like. It's weird. I didn't. There wasn't one guy. You never seen posters of a fighter in my room.
Yeah.
You know, of one certain person. Of course, you know, we had guys like Craig Kicked Up from Youngstown, Kenny Signorani. I was young. You know, these guys were 6-7 years older than me. And they were coming up. Of course, I cheered for them, and that was kind of like my little bit of inspiration there. But I didn't have, Toro Gotti. Obviously I watched the Sugar Ray Leonard
You were an Oscar De La Hoya fan.
I loved Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, definitely. I'd even try to copy some of his style. But Sugar Ray Leonard, you go back, I would watch some of them fights that he had. So I was a fan of the sport overall, I guess you could say.
All right, good question for you guys. Where should the Wilder Joshua fight be held? U.S. or U.K.? Wherever pays the most, I say.
Yeah.
Do you like Anthony Joshua?
I like both of them, man. But that boy Bronze Bomber, man, he got dynamite in the man's, man. I don't think they want them problems right now, man.
The only thing concerns me, he gets crazy. He gets excited when he hurts somebody, don't he?
I agree.
But he hits you everywhere, though. He don't just go wild. He hits you everywhere. He hits you controlled and in certain spots.
Nah, he goes a little wild though. He did have there's still electric in that arena from doing the windmill. But hey, but like I said though, that's why he don't get as tired. I keep throwing this out there.
Yeah.
Joshua gets tired too quick. Listen, yes, Wilder does, but Wilder averages more punches around and gets in these exchanges more, and it takes him more to get tired.
Wilder is built like a fighter.
Yeah, Joshua, one big flurry in a round, and he's kind of done for the fight. And he's going to be nervous. He's going to be more tense when he gets in there with the Wilder, or at least should be. And I think, when he's that nervous and everything else, he's just genetically, he's not meant to be a boxer. Unfortunately, it's nothing he's doing wrong. Yeah. People argue that he gets fucking tired. And,
He should have been doing a 40-yard dash or something, man.
Exactly. There's some mile or something.
Well, question for you both, Chris, Otto. What's your best victory, Darnell?
The Donna Stevenson victory.
And yours?
That's a hard one. I definitely would have to say, people were going to say probably Taylor. I won the world title. But I would have to say the Miranda fight, because without the Miranda fight, first of all, I wasn't given a chance to win that. He was the favorite. He was the most feared fighter out there. I mean, you go back and watch the fight, you hear him say at the beginning of the fight.
2 knockouts of the year.
Yeah, he was like Triple G. Yeah, he knocked out Alan Green, who was a good fighter, or stopped him. That was because I did what I said I was going to do. I proved my point. I stuck to I made a statement, and without winning that fight, there was no title fight.
Stephen Kennedy wants to know, what do you think Kovalev's main weapons and weaknesses are?
His weaknesses was his weapon, his heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can take his heart away from him, he'll fold.
Yeah.
You think them body shots take that away too easily, huh?
Yeah.
I think a lot of his weakness is what he does outside of the ring. The things he does outside the ring too.
I don't think it really affect him much, man. No. It's when he can't do what he want to do with you.
Well, I know, yeah,
you know
but
I mean?
I think a lot of but he's outside the ring. He's doing dumb shit. He's out there.
I understand
Yeah, but he still
that,
got to where he's at by doing
everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like he shut down, man. If he can't do what he want to do with you.
True, I agree.
I mean, you got to go back and look at it. I mean, he gave Andre Ward. It was a draw. It was a very close. No matter which way it went, it was a close-ass fight to the pound-for-pound best fighter in boxing.
Yeah.
No matter what.
True. Who's your dream fight, Darnell, past or present? Who would you love to fight?
Anybody.
As long as we have zeros behind it, anyway.
Anybody.
Have you guys worked with my buddy Danny Roseberger, and what do you think about him?
That's my guy right there, Danny. I work with Danny a whole lot.
Joe Calkins asked that.
Danny actually he got real good within this last 2 years. He got real good in these last 2 years, man.
Yeah.
I like Danny, man. Danny.
Yeah, I seen him at a restaurant. He was asking. He kind of, from what he was telling me, he fell in a situation kind of like you, where they were just didn't have a good manager, and they were just kind of like throwing him to the wolves. And you know, his record is not good, so. I mean, he has to do some like serious damage control on a career now. Hopefully, win every fight.
Bad management.
Yeah, horrible management.
They didn't know what they were doing at all.
All right,
I was actually
guys.
down there with them when he came to Florida.
Yeah.
Question for both of you. This is a good one too. Do you want your kids to fight?
Who?
Do you want your kids to fight?
If they do, they do. If they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's all good.
What about you, Kelly?
I'm not going to force my son into it. He comes here now, you know, he likes doing it. I'm not going to force him into it. I hope he don't. But if he does pick it up and he wants to do it, I'm not going to force him out of it. You know, I think to an extent, you let your kids kind of choose what path as far as like sports and shit like that.
But you are seeing natural ability out of him already at 9 years old.
Yeah, but you know, and if I see a little more, I may keep his ass home.
Are you seeing natural ability out of yours already?
Yeah, they love the gym. They do it now.
Yeah, I see them.
So, you know, they love the gym. They love coming to the gym. My baby boy, you know, he just walk around,
They can make you.
getting all the bags and everything. You know, my 6-year-old, he know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
He just plays too much. You know what I'm saying? He got his mom in him, so he's silly. You know what I mean? So he just play around with it.
David asked again, when Darnell dropped Ward, how did you set that up?
Yeah, Ward set that up for you, didn't he?
Yeah, he set it up
missed.
himself. Yeah,
He threw that right or something, and you caught him with that.
Yeah, he threw a lazy jab.
Yeah.
And I quit listening to my corner.
Yeah.
And I just started fighting on my own. You know what I mean? When I did that, man, but he actually jumped into it with a lazy jab, trying to show out.
I
I mean, you took him off his feet too with that uppercut.
And it's crazy because the shot wasn't even hard.
Yeah.
Hey, James, any idea what happened to Frankie Gomez? Have no idea. Sal, what happened to Frankie Gomez?
Justin, we got what, 3 more minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. They're asking me, what was the thing that impressed you the most from Paul Spadafora? His movement. His movement. He made the hardest move just look simple.
Yeah.
Paul could just fight.
He would draw a circle in the ring.
Yeah,
and
he
box,
drove hold a circle in the middle of the ring.
and you would box in that circle, and you couldn't touch him.
Yeah, he just could fight, man. He was nice, man.
Yeah, and the shit would irritate you because I sparred him a couple of times, and he hit you, and it was one of those punches that just pissed you off. You know, it hurt just a little bit,
Yeah.
but it didn't hurt, and it was just frustrating. And then, man, you were fucking frustrated as shit the rest of the round or the whole sparring because like he'd do things, and you're going, he ain't that strong. He don't hit that hard. You know, he's right here. He's here. He's here. You know, and frustrating as shit.
It was. I went from being in camp with Keith Mullins, getting ready for Terry Norris, right to Paul Spadafora, and it's day and night. Keith Mullins is a lot like you. You're a lot better, but he's in your face and he's gonna make you pay. He's a boxer, you know. He just beat the Spanish
You know,
kid.
I think if Mike Akery wasn't the promoter of Paul Spadafora, I say from like 97 to 2000 or 99, I think Paul would have made a lot of money and really would have made a lot of noise in that division. People could say people were going to talk shit with Paul and everything else. I think Paul kind of got lost a little bit being fucked by Akery the way kind of that he was. I mean, Paul should have had a lot of big fights at that. He was the IBF world champ.
Yeah, and he was getting guys like Billy Irwin,
Exactly.
Angel Manfredi. He was getting those type of fights.
Exactly.
Al Ghaffari, somebody from like Saudi Arabia or something, says, "What happened with you? Do you want to fight me?" Oh, no,
Who's he asking that to you?
both of you. You want to know if you guys want to fight him? That's what happened with
Well,
you.
where did he fight?
Probably like 120. He was in Saudi.
Hey, tell him to get that check together and come see what he's talking about.
Your dad's watching. Mike Pavlik, give him a shout out. Youngstown Boxing. said Danny Rosenberger told me Darnell gave him some nice rounds of sparring in preparation for his victory last week.
Yes, sir.
So, Dave wants to know which brothers, Darnell and Kelly, the one fight they know they could have done better. What is the fight that you guys know you could have done better?
It's a few.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a few.
I say Hopkins, obviously. You know, I even go into that. Hell yeah, streets. I even go into that saying, you know, with that fight, just say I didn't win it. Okay, I wasn't sick. I didn't win. It would have been a lot more closer competitive fight than it was. I'm not saying I would have won it. Okay, I'm just saying that, but it would have been a lot more competitive if I was Kelly Pavlik that night. And the Martinez, and you got to understand, for me, those are the fights I lost. All the years I kept my mouth shut about it, didn't say anything, and well, Jack knew, but I didn't say anything about it because the first thing, especially with me, man, people love talking shit on me. I didn't say anything because, it's like, oh, that's an excuse. Well, there he is making excuses.
Well, for the Martinez fight, I was there.
Yeah.
I knew what he was going through. He was still like 10 pounds over.
Yeah.
Going the week of the fight.
You had a bike in your room, right?
Yeah, bike, treadmill.
Like you left at 172, like what, that Monday?
Yeah. Or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in camp with him.
Talk about well documented. Larry Merchant mentioned it during the fight when I was fighting Martinez about the treadmill and bike in my room.
What do you guys think of Danny Jacobs?
I like Danny, man.
Have you met him?
No, I never met him, but I like his fight style, man.
We met him in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah. I tell you the truth. I do like Danny Jacobs.
I dozed off on the fight last week. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I did. I like Danny Jacobs. I think he's a good person. I like him as a person. I think he's good for the sport. Truly, you don't get too many guys like that. I mean, in the ring, he kind of lets out a little bit, and he sometimes could do things I don't agree with. But after the fight, he's a respectful person. He talks good about people. Even if I think he wins fights or not, my job now as being in the media is to unfortunately say that. I think he's got good skill. Unfortunately, this last fight, I think this was a fight for him to make that statement after the Triple G fight. He looked sharp. He looked fast. But that was the type of fight that you stop a kid.
I had Danny winning that fight. I had him 115, 113.
Well, I'm talking about. He could have made that fight easier than what he let it be.
Well, I'm talking about the Arias fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was a fight where he should. That kid right there. Kid was on paper, good record. He was tough, but when you're dominating like that and the kid's retreating, that's a fight where you have to stop him. And I am going to toot my horn on this. It's kind of like a guy like Rios when I fight. Okay, Rios is or not Rios, Rubio, Marco Antonio Rubio. He's still fighting guys like Lemieux. He fought Triple G. This is years after I stopped him. But that fight for me, the way I was beating him in that fight, if it was a competitive fight, people would be like, oh, okay, well, Kelly, that was a good fight though. That was a good win for Kelly. Rubio's just a durable guy. But the difference is when you're dominating a fight to that extent, okay, and it's not even close, and you're known as a power puncher, you should be able to stop somebody. And with Jacobs being known as a heavy-handed puncher, you stop a guy like that, the same as I was expected to stop a Rubio.
There's a good question here. What was it? There was a good one here. I just missed. Oh, which boxer coming to the ring excites you guys the most? Young one coming up. Errol Spence?
No, don't none of them really come outside that box, man. Just like me, I do all the mask and the whole get up and everything, you know what I mean? Nobody really taking that extra step, you know what I'm saying, to become separate from everybody else.
Wilder, he's doing the mask and that too.
Yeah, but
not the same, right?
Nah, it ain't the same, man.
It's not the same back in the years like you guys had like Nasi Hamed,
right?
Who's selling it, and you got that. What about you? Hector Camacho? He had like 4 robes on.
You see, like even if you're gonna wear the mask, you gotta have the theme music for it.
Yeah.
That'd be like everybody gonna look when your music starts, they're gonna be like, yeah, we're going for that guy.
There's a question about that too, about your theme music. Also, what about you, Kelly? Who are some of the young fighters coming up that you're excited about?
Man, just again going over it, the whole welterweight division. I'm just excited.
They're talking about prospects.
Well, the prospects coming up in that way too, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean.
I like Virgil Ortiz Jr.
And get it, yeah, going to private. Definitely Virgil.
And Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia. Those two kids right there. I mean, that's gonna be fun to see. Shit, man, there's so many of them. There is actually there's a bunch
They
of
said
them.
Ryan
You
has
can't.
to be like Gary Russell. That's crazy. That has to be like that.
Yeah.
But
A little. You see Ortiz? You see a clip of his fight?
they're knocking that dude
Yeah.
out. That kid don't look like he can knock somebody out that bad. He's small.
Oh, dude, that was
He
beautiful.
just destroyed that guy.
Yeah.
Kelly, did you underestimate Hopkins because of his age?
No.
No.
No, Hopkins was. He was already beaten guys. You know, world champions and giving everybody tough fights. And secondly, underestimate. I mean, I was jumping up 2 weight classes.
It said, did you underestimate Stevenson?
No. Well, the second time it was a little underestimation
Okay.
because of how I did with him the first time. I knew he was gonna be strong going into the second time, but the second time he was like too big, man.
Yeah.
Vein popping out.
Yeah, I told you it was that Russian punch that they drink. That special Russian juice.
He was
Russian diet.
another one.
Remember-
He was another one. The second time I fought him.
Like, you know, when we do this show, we say what we really mean. I do anyway. But how do you weigh in at the weigh-in and you come in the next day under what you weighed? Most people gain.
When I fought him the second time. When I fought Johnson the second time, I signed my contract at 168. They waited all the way till I got there and changed it to 75. I didn't know they had already signed the contract to fight Chad Dawson.
Wow.
So they was already going to stiff me around anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? However it was going to go.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
But I've seen guys, and Lomachenko too. I'm not. He's one of my favorites, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
He came into a fight at 126, and the next day he was 122.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Usually 135, 134. But I appreciate the guys' questions and answering it, and the fans. They're, you know, that's about it, guys.
Yeah, you know, and we're going to definitely try to get Darnell. He's in town now, so we'll have a lot more easier access. We'll like to get him in studio for an episode too, you know, where we can sit down and everything like that. So, Darnell, homie, I truly appreciate it, man.
No doubt, bro. You know,
You definitely, yeah, exactly, and man, you know, you have people, you have so many fans out there, and people. I think people are going to enjoy the show. So, definitely.
I want to shout out to Darnell too for being so easy to reach out to. Reached out to him, and he was like, "Yeah," and you know, so that's a big thing. And I wish you the best in your fight. Appreciate it. Thank you.
James gets your T-shirt of the week outfit.
I got my T-shirt of the week. Listen, guys, if you guys want a shirt like this,
That isn't bad. Where'd you get that at?
you gave it to me.
I did.
Yes.
Fuck. I didn't even know we had ones. I didn't even know we had ones. It's probably the bootleg one that.
No, it's the real one.
The people that used to be on our team
Yeah.
used to go out and make their own shirts
Yeah.
and sell them on the side.
No, I remember the bag I got.
Yeah.
Remember the
You know what I'm
bag?
talking
Remember the
about.
bag you gave me? That bag of
Oh, yeah.
Who's in that?
Okay.
So I got a few of them. If you guys want a shirt like this, let me know. We'll see what we can do about getting some made. And
Yeah.
they'll be for sale on the site.
I'd like to thank the fans and everybody that watches the show and our regular watchers. Thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Not too often you get the knowledge in the ring that we had today. And again, we will do this again.
We want to bring him back for sure.
Yeah, and he's here now. He's back in the yo.
And also next week we have Michael Carbajal coming, 4-time world champ, Hall of Famer, and we have UFC
Matt,
third-ranked
immortal.
welterweight Matt Brown will be on after that big knockout of Diego Sanchez. So we're gonna have him on, and we want Darnell back in the studio with us, right?
Yes.
That'll be it. He can do the hot chip contest with us.
Oh hell yeah! Well, you gotta get past Days of Sanity.
You gotta get a costume.
We'll get him a costume. We'll get him one.
All right, and thanks everybody.